I know who she is.
I just finished her book. It's very remarkable.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree with you that Tower 1 and 2 exploded into pyrotechnic dust, and things were being ejected long distances. But 7, you can see the boom, 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 and the symmetrical collapse into its own footprint.
Yeah, but you also see it lathering up a half hour soon, where smoke started coming out of one side of the building and one side of the building only. You had cases, the dust was everywhere with paper. Always remember, there's a simple thing. When metal when something is hot, it will glow. But it doesn't have to be hot to glow. But not everything that glows is hot.
Well, I know this. They do have a lot of...
weapon used that day, Alex, but it's a weapon that's beyond anything that I know about.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to know. I want to know why they killed bin Laden. If he knew how to make NORAD stand down, he knew how to have aircraft do maneuvers that the best fighter pilots couldn't do at Flight 77 at the Pentagon. He supposedly has these...
We should have captured the guy. That should have been the highest priority. But again, I understand if it truly went down and the SEALs made the call on the ground, I understand why, because that's the same policy that we had for the last 40 years.
Here's my issue. Bin Laden couldn't carry out 9/11. We know the hijackers were ordered to be let into the U.S. via the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We know the head of the Defense Language School went public and said Atta was trained there. Even, Newsweek admits, hijackers trained at U.S. bases. They were decoys. They were set up. And following the MO of these people, the SEALs probably thought if they did do this mission that they were killing bin Laden, and they had a lookalike in there who was playing part in some drill, and then found out it was real. And the SEALs shot him, and they threw him in the ocean and told the SEALs, good job, you killed bin Laden. That's exactly how the globalists operate. But, again, that is theory. That is going through a theory. All I know is that the official story of 9/11 doesn't fit into a guy in a cave being able to carry it out. And regardless, Governor, they've used 9/11. We got the Homeland Security Mike reports 2 years ago to go after the American people and to take our liberty. So it's been used. I mean, we know Saddam wasn't involved, and they tried to frame him for it.
Absolutely. Again, America changed that fateful day, and it changed for the worse. And I just have a difficult time believing this bearded guy in a cave is responsible for all this. I just have a very hard time accepting that as being the truth.
You're right. I absolutely agree with you, and we need to continue to investigate. It's certainly been used to kill our republic, something foreign terrorists couldn't do. The government, no matter what administration is in, it energetically attacks the Bill of Rights.
By the way, look at they still don't admit that we did that show on my TV show, Alex. The one on Police State that they pulled after one episode.
That's right, and the network won't say anything. Governor, you told me privately what you think the future of the show is. Are you ready to tell folks more about the show getting censored with that particular episode?
Well, I'll talk about that episode. Of course, it was last year. We did the episode on the police state where we produced the Homeland Security bill that said FEMA was to build no less than 6 internment camps throughout the country. And when I inquired as to who was going in these and why these were being built, we got stiff opposition in Washington, and of course they came down on the parent company of True TV, and they pulled the show. It only aired once, and now they won't even acknowledge that the show exists. And fortunately, you can see it because it aired that one time, so it's going to be out there on YouTube. But officially, it's not part of the show anymore. Of the 15 episodes we did, I guess there's only actually 14 now.
What about the future of Conspiracy Theory, which came out last season as the #1 news show? Then they put it in the Dead Zone Friday night, still the #1 news show for second season. Record audience for those guys. And now you were telling me privately some things. Can you talk about that?
Well, just that, the ball's in their court. Whether it'll be renewed or not, I can't say at this time. I don't know if it will or will not be. But they had us submit 8 new conspiracy theories to them. And so they will look them over and I guess make a determination of whether we're back on the air or not. But they haven't promoted us at all, so that's not a good sign.
Yeah, well, should folks try to contact True TV or Time Warner and tell them put that good informative...
I don't do that, Alex. If people people want to do that, that's up to them. But, you know, I won't ask for people to do that at all. You know, if people are inclined to want to do that, they certainly, you know, I encourage them that they certainly can, but I won't ask for that at all.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, I know you told me on the road, well, I won't even get into it. It's not a lot of sweat off your back if they don't want to renew it. It's a lot of work. I mean, you guys fly all over the country, a lot of research.
Well, and that's another problem we have, Alex. What do I do about my flying situation now? Well, because I cannot fly commercial anymore.
That's right. They don't want to pay for the private jet. I know that's probably part of it. So there is Homeland Security ruining your TV show.
Yeah, very well could be because of the fact that I have the pending lawsuit and therefore I cannot fly commercially, so I can't go out on location anymore unless they fly me in a private jet, and they certainly don't have the budget for that, I can assure you of that.
Well, they're just like the Jews in Nazi Germany. First, they wouldn't let them travel, wouldn't let them do business. Now, Homeland Security, headed up by Schumer and others, are saying that you will be on a no-work list, no travel list, starting with trains, aircraft, no gun buy list. White House is pushing that. Just a magic list that they just put you on, and they admit in the Washington Post, anti-war people, pro-gun, property rights people, Tea Party people are now being barred. Over 2 million on the list. The government just puts you on a list, and now soon it'll be...
Alex, how do you find out if you're on the list?
They won't tell you why you're on it. You just suddenly can't travel. That's Nazi Germany right there.
That's ridiculous. I mean, why can't you go and inquire whether you're on a list or not? I mean, it seems to me you should be able to do that.
Well, what do you think of them? Well, you might be a terrorist, Governor. What do you think about everybody's a terrorist but the government crooks robbing us? It's now been confirmed, $27 trillion, as we broke down 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, $27 trillion, just up until about a year and a half into the bailout. The rest is secret. $27 trillion to foreign banks, and people like MSNBC got Federal Reserve taxpayer money to push propaganda. And now we learn what's going on. But let's not worry about the bankers robbing us and the dollar plunging. Let's all worry about terrorists under the table, Governor.
Oh, not only terrorists under the table, but like these three gentlemen I ran into at the golf course the other day. They were more worried about that we got to stop these unions. You know, these union benefits that these state workers have. We got to get rid of that. I looked at these guys and said, oh, you want to bust them, but you don't want to do nothing about Wall Street, huh?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, look. They always talk about free market. Wall Street is the main piglet on the teat of the hog, and it's a piglet 4 or 5 times bigger than the mama hog, and the rest of the population is starving runt piglets with our bones showing, and Wall Street's sitting there bigger than mama, sucking everything out of in mama. Basically, it's a vampire pig sucking the blood out of mama.
I got a good idea, too, Alex. Let's stop benefits for elected officials.
Yes.
Let's truly make it public service. That if you go there to get elected, you do public service. You don't get your own retirement fund. You don't get your own medical health care. That you have to have the same health care that any other government employee has. That's
a good point. They make themselves exempt from the rules we're under and the system that they create for us. Just like you pointed out, government can lie all day and never gets in trouble. But if they claim we lie, we go to the gulag.
Yeah, we go to jail for it. No, absolutely. We should cut out all benefits for them, make them survive the same way we have to. You know, like right now, you know, they're going to revamp Social Security and all that. Well, isn't it interesting? They don't get Social Security.
Very well said. Governor, we're almost out of time. We have a deal at Infowars.com that when you get Jesse Ventura's 63 documents the government doesn't want you to read, incredible, hardcover, wake up anybody out there. It's only proven, admitted crimes and outrageous terrorist events and government drug dealing. It's an amazing book. And you get Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True, discounted with it by Mark Dice. You can get any of my new films or films I've produced, whatever film you choose, DVD film, free when you get it with Governor Ventura's book along with Big Brother, or get either one of these books by themselves. All available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. The good news is, Governor, my radio show and websites are exponentially growing. Your book is way up there on the bestseller list week after week.
You know what's interesting about it, though, Alex? This is my second book way up on the bestseller list, and again, it hasn't been reviewed by any mainstream media, to my knowledge.
Absolutely. The fix is in.
Yeah, no, I mean, they don't review my books at all. They ignore them completely. They completely ignore them, no matter how long they stay on the New York Times top 10.
But here's the difference. In the past, if they did that with a book, it would never even make it on the charts. Now, the alternative media, the real media, is growing so fast, they're panicking. But here's the problem. This isn't an internet kill switch that Homeland Security set up. It's really an internet takeover system, and the government's admitting now they may start shutting down alternative media and that they're going to start broadcasting government announcements over all media breaking in. I mean, doesn't that sound like the Running Man?
Yeah, it sounds like it. And boy, we'll sure get the truth then, won't we, Alex? My goodness, it'll be just fountains of information and truth for us, as Steve Buscemi said in Fargo.
Oh, man, so much is happening. We only got about 2-3 minutes left with you, Governor. Of course, the website is weaintgottime-to-bleed.com. Get the book, 63 Docs at Infowars.com. Support the Gov and his work. Support my work, but more importantly, get a tool that you can read yourself, then pass on to others. This book is tailor-made to wake up people who are skeptics, because it's all government documents with the URLs to the government, so you can go check it out for yourself. And no wonder the system won't review this, because they're scared of it. The truth hurts the tyrants. When are you coming back to the U.S.? Because as fast as things are moving, we look forward to having you back on.
I'll probably be back in the U.S. Shortly after the Memorial Weekend.
All right, so we look...
I'll be back then, because you know why I'm delaying my trip? Because we had so much snow in Minnesota that 6 of the greens at my golf course had to go temp.
Wow.
So, hell, I ain't got nothing to come back for, Alex, if there ain't golf.
You know, I'm going to take golf back up again just so I make myself not work all the time. Maybe sometime you come visit me again in Austin, we'll go play some golf.
Well, we could do that, but remember that Texas is the home of the Texas wedge. You know what that is, don't you?
Yes.
That's where you putt 30 yards off the green because the ground's so hard you can't get a sand wedge down into it. It's like hitting concrete.
Oh, man.
I know that from playing Willie's course with him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, hey, listen, Gov, it was great having you on.
Alex, take care, and I'll be back up in the States within a month, and we'll talk then.
All right. We're going to break. Let me just say bye to you right here. I just want to commend you. Where exactly is the book on the bestseller? Last time I saw it was number 4 on Amazon. Yeah,
well, it was number 4 on the New York Times for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. It's been right at number 4, pretty solid, all the information.
Wow, amazing.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Over the last year, Alex has told you about, and many of you have experienced, emergencies and disasters in unprecedented numbers. People have had to literally run for their lives. Folks, this is Steve Shank with eFoods Direct. I'm not here to scare you, but when disaster strikes, you won't have time to think. You must act automatically. What does a pilot do when the helicopter engine fails in flight? No time to think, just act automatically. When the alert is broadcast, the alarm sounds, or the knock comes on your door, you'll need to be ready to act without thinking of what to do or what you need. You need a 5-day extreme emergency kit. With serious supplies and real food to secure 2 adults for 5 days, this powerful $300 extreme emergency kit is free with an order of at least $995 from eFoods Direct. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com/Alex. 800-409-5633.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura really boiled it down. The government's been caught lying, killing, stealing, staging events, staging events to get us into wars, lying about WMDs, lies, 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 and then lies all over the official story of bin Laden shooting back, not shooting back, that Obama watching it live in the Situation Room, didn't, buried at sea. That's why so many Americans